like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves in motion, like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. And all those things I didn't say were wrecking balls inside my brain. I will scream them loud tonight. Can you hear my voice this time? This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes, 'cause I still got a lot of fight left in me.
Those are friends and I'm chasing sleep. Everybody's worried about me. In too deep. Say I'm in too deep. It's been 2 years and I miss my home, but there's a fire still burning in my bones. Still believe, I still believe.
And all those things I didn't say were wrecking balls inside my brain. I will scream them loud tonight. Can you hear my voice this time? This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes, 'cause I still got a lot of fight left in me.
Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion, like how a single word can make a heart open. I may only have one match, but I can make an explosion.
This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes, 'cause I still got a lot of fire left in me.
My soul.
Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes, 'cause I still got a lot of fire left in me.
Welcome to Verbal Gumbo on Air.
Yes, peace and blessings, everybody.
Indeed, I am Michelle Troxclair, and I have my lovely co-host with the most, with love, Felicia.
Hey, everybody, how you doing tonight? We're glad that you could join us.
Yes, indeed. You were just listening to Omaha's very own Jocelyn Mohammed.
And she was accompanied by Tyler Marshall, if I'm not mistaken, another incredible voice in the city. And if I'm not mistaken, Michelle, she was nominated for an Omaha Entertainment Award, wasn't she?
Yes, she was, for Songwriter of the Year. So we wish her well, wish her luck.
Yes, get it, Jocelyn.
Yeah, only 18 years old. Oh, my goodness.
Well, you know, if we all tapped into our gifts at an early age, we would definitely be changing the world at a faster pace.
Indeed.
And so we give thanks that she's in a space that she's able to manifest her gifts. So that's what's up.
That's right. All right, we have some other folks in the house with us today. First of all, we have Mr. Eric Herrera.
Yeah, we do. And we are so blessed to have you today, Eric. Eric is our photographer at Verbal Gumbo. So if you have seen those photos, or you've had a photo, or you profiled a photo because you like loved what happened, this is the man. Occasionally we get some other people who step in, but this is our consistent man who has been taking these amazing and dynamic photogenic pictures, and we just wanted to invite him because he's been with us throughout this journey.
That's right. I do have to say this, that with all of the things that I do at Verbal Gumbo, you tend to capture me in my best moments. And I'm very thankful. And either that or you screen the pictures very well. And also for that, I'm very thankful. Or you Photoshop the hell out of me. So thank you.
So why don't we ask Eric a few questions while we have him in the house with us. And then also we want you to leave some information so people can contact you about getting pictures for themselves. And you do a variety of different styles. So we'll let you explain that. Eric, why don't you tell us how you got into photography, and then tell us how you feel about your connection with our Verbal Gumbo family.
Well, I first started out, honestly, I was grew up in a very like artistic family, music-wise, theatrical aside from my mother, and then just kind of like transitioned from that through like a high school friend. I ended up dropping out, but she was still saying, well, why don't you still pursue that? And she literally helped me buy my first camera and everything, and kind of just took off from there, just going around, downtown Omaha, literally sitting within the crossroads, just people watching here and there. I started off like very shy because I didn't do anything from like modeling or event photography. I worked for like Omaha Nightlife starting off like my first like 5 years, and after that, I got a Facebook message from one of my brother's friends actually, and she was like, House of Loom, this bar, like event bar, is looking for someone who has like, very artistic views on like whatever they have. They have like, it's like an every person kind of place, so it'll definitely test me. So I went there, being this shy little dude, like not really knowing like anybody there, and like literally like almost working almost every day of the week there, and noticing like how many different like events they have there, Verbal Gumbo being one of them, and I instantly, my first time experiencing Verbal Gumbo, because it is an experience. I mean, you go in there, you really don't know what you're gonna like, sit down. It could be like a very chill night, or it could be very powerful, passionate, and I was just like, after my first time, I was like, whoa, I am here, I don't want to like ever like not photograph this, I mean, yeah, there are sometimes when I have other business too, but like I never want to like miss if I can't, because just like I said, like there's just different things going on there, that everybody has a message, and it is amazing to like talk about it, but really if you want to like grasp everything that goes into Verbal Gumbo, you have to go there, sit down, and just like take in everything from like just like the bartenders, the hosts, the people that just want to just like share like their views, or just their passions in general. The music, the spoken word is just like I said, my words don't even do it justice. I'm just like actually experiencing it for yourself. What I look forward to from what I've started off doing to where I really want to go and everything is like I'm like in every kind of like how House Slim is every person kind of like venue. I'm like that with my photography. I don't like to like say that I'm just like a wedding photographer or whatever, like I want to say that that I dip into every single little bit of like what just interests me. It keeps me busy, keeps me on my toes, and honestly I look at it as yeah, I have a studio and everything too though, but like I look at it as like the world is like my canvas. I want to capture the world. I want to capture the different people, just everything. Everything interests me in like photography, even if it's just like just like like people at Verbal Gumbo. It's like I go back to that because it's just like it was such an amazing experience when I first got into that, until like I'm still like like wowed every time I go there, and it's amazing, and that's how I want to like capture for the artist and everybody there, like just like the raw emotion that comes out, and from all the tons of like amazing feedback that I've gotten, it just makes me feel that I am doing them as much justice as I can with just like still photography and everything. But yeah, like I go with that, and then I also do like mixed martial arts photography too. Like I train over at like Mick Doyle's gym, and I got to know a whole bunch of the fighters over there, and then I got into like a local promotion, Dynasty Combat Sports, that got me into the fight scene, because I've always been interested in martial arts, just like from afar at first, because like I said, I'm a very shy dude, but like, I was like, I want to try that, see how it is, so I got into jiu-jitsu and everything, and knowing the fighters going through there, seeing like what they put forth, hours, weeks, just like everything they put into a day, alone. It's like some of them go in there 2-3 times a day to train and everything, and then like I take that, their passion to fight and everything, and I put that into my photography, because I know they put all their time in that. I want to deliver them the best product ever, that I can. And I do that really with everything, whether it's just me just like walking around, or, just going to like a concert. And I love like doing a lot of local stuff too. So it's really like anything that captures my eye or interests me, I'm not too shy, like to like try something at least once and say that, yeah, I tried that, So yeah.
I think you covered 2 of my questions in that, but the last one I wanted to ask you is, where do you see yourself in 5-10 years from now? Are you still in Omaha? Are you traveling? Or what's Eric Herrera doing?
Like I love the people of Omaha, I love how I got my start and everything, artistically it's a very interesting place. I also work for Raw Omaha, who's a very awesome like artistic outlet, for everybody here, and like they have different outlets too around like the United States and even in Tokyo now. Like I honestly would love to like travel for my work. My one true place that I want to like visit, maybe live, it would be like over in California, San Francisco, just to take in something different, just to take that leap, like it might not work out though, but how am I supposed to know if I don't at least try?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, thank you. Can you before you like we're done rather with your part of our interview session, can you tell our audience like where they can find you? Like I know people know they can find you at Verbal Gumbo, but if they wanted to find you outside of Verbal Gumbo for some work on an independent contracting basis, how could they find you, Eric? And what other social media sites can they find you on as well?
Well, I mean, if they want, they can email me at ericherrera38@yahoo.com, or you can also look me up on Facebook at Eric David Herrera Photography, and just send me a message there, or even just like friend request me on Facebook and send me a message if you want to do that. I mean, I do like I said, almost like every single thing you can imagine. If you want to like do like just like single shots, family portraits, weddings, like your concerts, whatever. I'm an every kind of like photographer.
All right. Anything else, Michelle?
No, I don't have anything else, but we need to tell people where we are. We're on 1690 AM, the one.
Which is www.mediakingboss.com.
Yes, indeed.
And it's a live feed, so tune in so you can check us out live and check out what we got going on in this place.
And thank you so much for everything you have done for us.
Yes.
You make us look great.
Yes, you do, Eric.
Thank you for
hands up, down, all around.
Like I said, I just capture the raw emotion. Y'all do what you do, and I just have fun capturing that. It's what I love to do. So.
Well, thank you so much. We certainly appreciate you.
All right, now we have 2 Verbal Gumbo veterans in the house with us, and we're going to have to get one of y'all to move to another microphone. We have in the house Light Pole.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on?
And Johnny No Good.
Peace. How y'all doing?
All right, and we featured both of them last Monday.
Okay.
What
songs did y'all play?
See, you didn't listen? So you just admitted you weren't listening.
The status said 95.7.
Oh, we switched it up.
We switched it up. We did. Okay. We apologize about that. We made it.
We won't hold this one against you.
Yeah, we won't. Yeah. But we did play it. We did play it.
We did Why Me with you and Adam. And we did Can I Live.
Okay. I heard, I don't know how true it was. A little birdie told me Felicia was scatting.
She did the doggone thing in the background. She did what she do.
It was fun too. Just in the moment, just flowed.
Man,
so I just went with it.
That's peace right there.
Well, since I have the two of you sitting here and y'all both are mic'd up, I was wondering if we could get a little something from you. I don't know if y'all could do a little No Justice, No Peace, or a little something y'all have collaborated on in the past. Would y'all be willing to bless the mic for us?
How you want to do that?
Oh man, I mean, can we share something else?
You can do whatever you want to do. I'm just throwing out suggestions.
Most def, man. Well, LP, man, go ahead and show the people how it's done.
What are we doing?
Man, let them hear something, man. I mean, whether it's something old, whether it's something off the new project coming up, because I mean, you do got something coming up, and people need to hear that.
For sure. Excuse me. I think the allergies is getting to me.
Everybody in the house.
We were just talking about that.
I got a little piece called Jaquan and Jaleesa, which is a somewhat more modern urban take on obviously Jack and Jill. So excuse the voice, but it starts off and you ain't gotta be just what the world tells you. Imagine if you never heard the world fail you. Who would you be? Who would you be? Who would you be? Who would you be? What would you do? What would you do? What would you do? Like, go and tell him now. Jaquan Slick McGraw, quick to let his pistol draw. Like a stencil, ain't no sense to get his fist involved. Cause ever since he took that dare from Triple Dog, the homies round the way say he's officially a killer, y'all. But my mother knows he's blinded by the mist and fog. Slipping and tripping without permission log. Living livid while sipping the fifth of alcohol. His withered liver feel like it's dipped in Tabasco sauce. Hey, well he went from A+ to AA, AP to AK. It's make moves or make way. In his community, they only share a common hate and a common fate in which they're forced to compensate. So to accommodate, you know he had to find pills, and then from there it all went downhill until the day he found Jill. And now they run around the town field singing, hey, you ain't gotta be just what the world tells you. Imagine if you never heard the world fail you. Hey, who would you be? 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 Like, go and tell them them. Then we got Jaleesa. Let me see. Mom was a meth head. Dad was a deadbeat. Bro was a stillborn, yet sister was still sweet. And that's word to the corns that's formed on top of her little feet, cause Jill keeps climbing though the hill's steep. At first you may see peace, but beneath I still feel grief, cause she's at dis-ease. Hey, at least her face will never show it, cause she just placed her faith in God and gotta play heroic. Had no way to free the pain, so she became a poet, who knew that she would make a name and became famous for it. And her and I, we think the same. I speak of change to show it. I went through flame to bring the rain. When I sprinkle game, you grow it all. Let word from the wise serve as your fertilizer. And to the children of the world, I'm changing dirty diapers, cause I can feel it in your moral fiber. And just to prove, I'll jump through hoops of fire like a circus tiger. So you ain't gotta be just what the world tells you. Imagine if you never heard the world fail you. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. It's a little rough right now.
All right. Yes.
For those of y'all who
ain't
know,
project coming up.
That is spoken word.
That is spoken word.
I have to say this, that for hip-hop artists and rappers to come to Verbal Gumbo and just get on a mic with no track and no hype folks behind you, no dancers, no all of that.
Yeah.
That means you believe in your craft, that you are a lover of the words, and that you have a message. So I am just blessed to have y'all come to Verbal Gumbo.
Yeah, we appreciate the opportunity, you know, at being a platform. I mean, I could speak for myself. It was a platform for personal growth, you know, testing out a lot of the material that went on my last CD, the Zig Tape 2, and just learning how to grow and truly appreciating the poetic art form of music in itself, because like my brother Lightpost said, rap is rhythm and poetry. I had the rhythm down sort of because I got 3 left feet, but to get the poetry part, you know what I'm saying, that really gave another element to my music. It allowed me to not only just say my words, but to live my words, to not only just speak them, but to express them. It's a big difference. And just thank y'all for having that platform for people like me, you know.
Oh, thank you so much.
And it's kind of like a universal connection too, because around that time when we first came, me and bro is like discussing like just different, names and venues and this, and somehow we stumbled across wordsmiths. You know what I'm saying? We hadn't even met y'all yet, I believe. You know what I'm saying? And a month or two later, then we meet the wordsmith. So everything comes like full circle,
All right.
Most def.
Well, you want to ask some questions or go into Johnny No Good's?
Yeah, Johnny, why don't you bless us really quick and then we'll do our interview.
Most def. Let's see. I'll drop this piece, man, from Can I Live? Or no, y'all just played that. So I'll drop something from one of my favorite songs off the CD, Keep Pushing On. Mm-hmm. Just a powerful track. When I created the song, I had in mind a lot of my own personal endeavors as far as being somebody who is very susceptible to energy and realizing that there's a void in true agape love, and going out and you go out and you wear your heart on your sleeves and you go out to people and you try to get them love and you give it to them kind of with an expectancy to receive it back. And kind of throughout that process, I was getting let down because I was expected. Sometimes you get to a point where you got to do things and not expect an immediate payback. So a lot of the love I get now is from that love I was paying forward to the people who didn't appreciate it. So thank y'all. Soul brother, are you a soul brother or a soul brother? Why, if so, brother, I know these streets out here so cold, brother. Even in the midst of July, wrapped in old covers, you couldn't stay warm if you had on the stove oven. Coming from a place that there's literally no love in. So shout out to the ones who say they do, but they wouldn't hand you a dough if you asked them to hold something. Find yourself working overtime like the devil do. 25-8 and still ain't made your way to level 2. Find yourself doing things that you said you would never do, and find yourself putting the wrong people on the pedestal, breaking your back. For those who wouldn't push your wheelchair, then fell down, look around, who's still there? Cause those the real ones, the rest ain't friendly. Food for thought, 4 quarters the same as 100 pennies. So keep pushing on, keep pushing on, keep pushing on, keep on pushing. Oh, you gotta keep on pushing. Oh, you gotta keep on pushing. Keep pushing on. Keep pushing on. Keep pushing on. Keep on pushing. Oh, you gotta, you gotta, went left, got right, faced death, found life. It's complicated, my conversation ain't dominated by outright lies. No surprise if I never get nominated. They rock with me, the rest of y'all get tolerated. Compared to my artwork, y'all's look like a Tyler made it. And I ain't never had I was constipated. I made it to the top floor, but started in the basement, but still had the top floor when in my mama's basement. We're not adjacent, like Dr. Patient. No watch or bracelet. They too close to the chains that remained at the dock and slave ships on Wall Street, back when the stock markets was those with darker faces. So face it, race is the basis why the matrix complacent, playing Monopoly with real people and property. In 300 years of my great-grandmama's free. Labor was how they made it. The world is yours if you take it. Gotta keep pushing on.
All right. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about. And again, for those of y'all who ain't know, that is spoken word.
That definitely is spoken word. Mm-hmm. So,
did you, hold on. No,
we ain't sing, right?
We're shutting it down now. No, we're going to ask a few questions.
Yes, absolutely. We can tag team, so both of you gentlemen can definitely answer the question rather. What got you into MCing? Like, what was it? Who inspired you? Where did the fire come from in your spirit to say, you know what, I'm an MC?
Most def. I'll let you go ahead first, bro.
Man, it comes from like a lot of places where, from even where we at, I went to Lewis and Clark right around the corner. Mm-hmm. And everybody loves rap, you know what I'm saying? White people, Asians, it don't matter who, aliens come to the planet just to hear the music. You know what I'm saying? So everybody, for the most part, really in America has been influenced by the culture itself. So me being in 7th, 8th grade, I really didn't have the lyrical ability at the time, but I got rhythm and I know how to make a beat, and I'm very melodic, you know what I'm saying? So I'm the dude at the table, you know what I'm saying, with the pins, right. Drum lining it out at lunch, getting kicked out, you know what I'm saying? So I tried to write a rap one day. I only remember one line. It was like, I'm not ludicrous, but I'm new to this, back for the first time or something, and I tried spitting it, and they were like, man, you're garbage, that's whack, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, never again, no one will ever be able to tell me that. So around 7th grade, just kept going during this path. This is when I met Bro, and we just rapping. We in junior high, people are twice our age, like, man, who are these guys? You're 12, you're 13, how are you? You know what I'm saying? So it's been a real big growth. I'm 25 now, so that's way back in the day. But 2000, was that 3?
2002,
2000, you know what I mean? 3, we probably dropped my first CD. Bro been out here a little longer, but I dropped my first CD, pushing it out there for the public in 2003. But I've been doing this since like 10 years old, you know what I mean? So,
yes.
So that's a calling. That's what you call a calling.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, your turn. Same question.
Well, for myself, I've been very around music at a young age. My mom, I'm thankful to have the mom I do, because her age, you know, had a lot of different musical influence. I listened to stuff like that I'm Your Puppet, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, all the way up to like the Starlights, the Peabo Brysons, a lot of different music. And like my mom also, you know, shout out to my mom, she, you know, she was about that street life, you know. She also listened to stuff like Top Authority and Tupac. So like when growing up, that type of music had a huge influence on me, like just hearing the different styles, the different expressions. So I wrote my first rap when I was 7. And I had a line about something about Monday through Sunday. One day I'm gonna have to die, but don't cry. Just keep your head up and hold my memory alive. Like 7 years old, thinking on that level. Like, what was I even doing? Thinking about death, living, any of that. But just the expression of it came out 7 years old. I think a lot of my fire came from similar to Bro. I had an experience in 6th grade. Where a female, you know, like 6th grade, I've been doing this rapping stuff, and a girl told me to hang it up, said I was weak. Same 6th grade, I started making beats. I let my cousin hear a track. I think I was on my way to the 7th grade. I just was making beats on Fruity Loops. It was still called Fruity Loops then. It's FL Studio now. And I let him hear the beat, man, and I was excited about it. I brought it over there. My cousin Boss Man, shout out to Boss Man. Man, none of this would be possible without you. But let him hear the track, and he just started laughing at me like, man, your beat is weak. You know what I'm saying? Like you going 16 bars, you ain't counting your bars or nothing like
right.
that. So he just went hard on me, and it was that truthful, honest, constructive criticism that helped me grow as an individual. It's sort of like, bro, I never wanted to feel that feeling again.
Right.
As far as being told that I was weak or anything like that. It's the passion for music is something that I battle with almost on a yearly to day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As far as where's my heart lie with it. It was a point in time I had wrapped it up. I started becoming spiritually aware and started seeing like how this powerful tool that is hip-hop has been used to corrupt minds. And that made me want to wrap it up and not even give it a chance no more until I discovered there was a way to voice myself in that and be the difference I wanted to see. It started off people calling me pastor, people making fun of me. A lot of where the skits come from on my music was the stuff I was hearing as I was transitioning. People was telling me I lost it, I'm weak, because I've been doing music since I was, you know, I dropped my first CD 2008. I've been doing music for the longest, and people was just telling me I lost it, I'm weak, I'm this, I'm that. And then that spiritual awakening came. I was able to voice ideas, thoughts that people wasn't even possible of grasping.
All right. I got a couple questions. The first one is, what do you think separates you as an artist from other rappers and hip-hop MCs out there right now, here in Omaha specifically?
I think a lot of what separates me from other people, and I say it And it's not a diss on nobody where they at in their path. It's just self-awareness and it takes self-awareness, it takes self-acceptance too, and self-understanding. So a lot of, and you know, like those lines is kind of blurry, but those are three different things. And I have an understanding of myself and what it is I feel like I'm here to do. I have a purpose. So I feel like, I'm not saying that everybody here is not making music with a purpose, because it's definitely individuals that's out here that got talents and gifts too.
Yes.
But I have a drive. Not only do I have the natural talent, but I have the hard work ethic of the underdog to go along with it. So I think that just staying humble and just keeping my music to a relatable standpoint, like I did the shoot 'em up music, I did the drug selling music, I did that back when I was in that mindset, and now my music is more on a personal level. Like, everybody don't know what it's like to have 100,000. But almost everybody know what it's like to be happy when you going to McDonald's for a Happy Meal as a child. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or coming home, rushing home from school, watching Dragon Ball Z and trading your Pokemon cards. So like, I just started having my music have a more realistic approach, and I think people recognize my humbleness. But not only that, they still see the great talent in me, and that's kind of what separates me, is I'm not in a competition with others. When you're competing with other people, you're going to become bitter. I'm just in a competition with the person I was yesterday to become better.
Yes.
All right.
Well, I just wanted to chime in really quick. I really like the idea that you talked about, like, self-awareness. There's a pyramid I had posted on one time that talked about, like, levels. And so when we get into self-awareness, of course things are going to change. I mean, life is about change. And
Yes,
so
ma'am.
people that thought that you were going to stay the same, then, I mean, honestly, my personal opinion is when you stay the same, that you might as well just quote unquote be dead.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Because change is about transformation and the manifestation of our higher selves and our higher being. So we go from self-awareness to self-exploration, discovery, understanding, self-love, transformation, and then we master the self.
Yes,
But we're constantly growing. So I think that is beautiful that you can be intentional about putting that inside of your music, because as you grow, your audience, your listeners grow too.
Yes,
and I think people forget oftentimes, like, I know we're artists and nobody has to, supposedly we're not role models, supposedly we're not, but we have the power of the spoken word. Like right here on Verbal Gumbo, there's power in the word. So what you put out in the world, somebody else is being fed off of it. So you don't have to necessarily call yourself a role model, but know that your words become food for somebody else. And that food either elevates somebody or it kills them. That's just real talk. So I can appreciate, like, the growth and the manifestation of self-awareness to really infuse that in the music. And as you continue to grow, people grow with you. That's dynamic and it's powerful, and people forget that, like, as they're recording. You know what I mean? As a woman, I don't know how many times you can tell me what you can do to me. You know what I'm saying? How many times can you tell me what you can do to me?
Well, you have a platform, and
right.
Once you get on that platform, what you do with it speaks volumes about not only yourself personally, but even us as a culture.
Yeah.
So what's happened is, and I say this about Nicki Minaj, if I have to hear one more time about eating a cookie, I'm done.
Right.
There is a dumbing down of our culture, well, and not just our culture, of America as a whole, and they're using our art form in order to do it.
Absolutely.
And so when I asked you what sets you apart, is you're not feeding into that.
And that's really powerful. So thank you
Yes.
so much. And like you said, eating a cookie, that's fine. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, and it's time and place, right?
Everybody got a time
I don't
and
need
place.
to
But
hear
can
it
you
on the
tell me
radio
how to
every 20
process the
minutes.
flower to get to the, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
How do I grow it?
Right.
That's a whole other show.
Are we making it from scratch, or is it man-made? Hey, is it organic? Okay, but that's a whole nother,
That's a whole nother show.
conversation.
Yeah.
But the
real
same
talk.
question posed to LP over here. Can you? Well, do I need to reiterate the question?
No, it's
Chime in, yes.
I see, a lot of different things, but one of the main things is like you said, the awareness of the influence. Like you said, everyone's not a role model.
Yeah.
But everyone's model is rolled. You know what I'm saying?
Come on,
Like,
speak
for real.
on it. Go ahead and play on it.
So it's like you don't have to necessarily accept it, but that's the thing about gifts and curses. They're given to you without you asking for them. You know what I'm saying? So, mind you, when me and this dude is 12 and 13, like, yo, I want to be a rapper. Hey, would you let G Unit sign you? Hey, if they was paying enough for cash. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even got jobs. But we talking about $1 million contracts. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? These people having that influence. And then when we bring it to their awareness, they try to act unaware. Because if you go to any rapper, any actor, anybody in mainstream media, when you ask them who influenced you, they will never say their parents. They're never going to say the guy next door, this local oh man, James Dean is an actor. Richard Pryor was they just start naming off celebrities, don't they? Mm-hmm. And then when I say my son is influenced, hey, that's not my problem. That's your fault. Mm-hmm. So you know what I'm saying? Becoming conscious of that. Where I got little kids who memorize all my lines and listening to my music with their parents, and I see like what kind of drugs I may have tried because I heard a song about it, or people trying new sexual experiences because they heard about it in the song. Absolutely. Or I bought these socks because my favorite rapper had. Yes. So I just had to be like honest with self, like, so this is the role I'm taking on if I like it or not. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I had to become more conscious of it to the point where it's like, we really don't even curse in our music. People will listen to it and be like, man, that was hard. I'm like, yeah, man, you didn't even know you wasn't the best words. They got to go back through the CD again, and then they marvel at it even more so. Mm-hmm. Not saying that every song's not going to, but it's like a certain awareness, like he said, that the creator of the universe allowed me to have through introspection. For the Christians out there, they say in the Bible, don't have false idols. You know what I'm saying? And we're under this impression that an idol is literally something that you say, such and such God got 2, 3, 4 arms, and a God is anything that you put all of your life energy into. So I got people, if I say, hey, how's your kids doing? They're like, I ain't going to school. Hey man, so did you just see, oh man, Drake and Meek Mill, they was beefing, then you see the Twitter. They can tell me more about their celebrities that they idolize, and they can't tell me about what happened to them within a 2-hour time span in their own life. Mm-hmm. And I started to take consciousness to that and see how I was affected. Yes. And this is what it is, you know what I'm saying? So now our music has more of I feel the thing that separates my and Johnny No Good's music, I feel like we have a divine purpose. Mm-hmm. I feel like this isn't something about self-glorification. It's not really about no money. We still doing shows for free. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, people say, are you still making music? And I'm like, I'm still breathing, aren't I?
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? So like, we make music because it's like a life process.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? It's who I am and not what I do.
Right, absolutely. Yes. And the beautiful thing about gifts is that your gifts will make room for you. You know, there's a gospel song like that. Your gifts will make room for you. So as you give, you will be gifted. You know, so be open to those infinite doors that will open for you and gift you in incredible ways, gentlemen. Mm-hmm. Incredible ways.
And I have to backtrack a minute. I know we got a nice answer from Johnny No Good regarding Verbal Gumbo, but I need to hear from LP.
Yes, absolutely.
Speak on your experience with Verbal Gumbo.
Verbal Gumbo, like when I first came to it, it was like losing your virginity as a poet. You know what I'm saying?
And we're so gentle.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
he busts his cherry on me.
You know, because it's like just discussing these things, and it's kind of like there's a difference between, for me, affirmation and confirmation. Mm-hmm. Affirmation is more of an internal source. Confirmation is external. You're depending on the outside for that. Mm-hmm. So discussing with Johnny about different poet scenes and this and this and this, and then he's like, oh, last week I just went to this poetry thing where people been doing this. I'm like, what? I'm just coming into it, so it's brand new. I'm like, man, we got to start something. They've been doing it, you know what I'm saying? So going there, seeing like poets like yourself like be so energized and like really
DeVille Chris,
man,
man, which we had him on last.
Tracy Schott, you know what I'm saying? Nate Scott,
man,
Paula, the whole Wordsmith crew. It's like Jaleesa. It's like some really dope artists, and it was still some nervousness like the first 2-3 times I went up there. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, oh, can I still do this? It's one thing to rap in front of a crowd with a beat, and you know what I'm saying, people are drunk, and people still get drunk at Gumbo. Yeah. But they're actually hearing it. You know,
try squares.
but you gotta. But if you go to Gumbo, you actually there to listen to the words. You can get away with a rap chord.
Yeah.
I done did a concert drunk. Jado done hopped on stage for an expert out of nowhere remix. The crowd don't know the difference. I can't do that at Verbal Gumbo.
No, you can't.
You know what I'm saying? So
because people are there for the words, like you
That's
said.
right.
So it's like a very
You might have
good.
to follow a DeVille, Chris.
Yes, and I pity the fool after that. Like for real, that's a very powerful poet right there.
Yes, most definitely, he is.
Yes, I think it's a beautiful thing where if you break down the word earth, I seen something extra to add to it. But if you got earth and you switch it around, it's he art. If you take away the art from earth, it's just
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is.
So it's like when you look at that, it's like heart. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yes.
When you put all that together, like seeing Verbal Gumbo at its finest is literally like it's a collection of heart and love, you know what I'm saying? Let that be from expression, coming out of depression, all that. It's always a joyous, momentous occasion once you leave and enter, you know what I'm saying? So shout outs to y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you. I received that.
Yes, we receive it with love, right? With love.
I can say for me, and I don't know about, I can't speak for Felicia, but I know that for me, I don't care what kind of day I've had. When I go into Verbal Gumbo, y'all feed my spirit. Mm-hmm. Trust me. It could be worst day ever, worst week ever. I'm like, how am I going to go through 4 or 5 hours?
Yeah.
Of trying to keep people up and hyped and doing words and all of that. Mm-hmm. And I can say that you all feed me.
Man, and that's same.
That and the Moscato.
Honestly, well, honestly, dog, that's the same. Just just seeing y'all, it's a level of frequency that get raised. There's a certain level of vibration that people operate at, and when you operate at a higher frequency, you affect people in different ways.
Yes.
It's so like that feeling of being recharged. I know that's something that we get from, people like Felicia, who's an introvert, who's storing up that energy to be able to share it, because I'm an introvert too. So I have to store my energy to be able to share it with others, and that's draining in its own sense. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's appreciated.
Yeah, I'm gonna chime in and say I am an introvert. People don't know that about me. I'm an extrovert that's an introvert.
Yeah.
So my work in the world puts me out there, and I'm an extrovert in that space. But at the end of the day, I have to regroup, because when you are, and I'm going to call it an empath, a person who feels other people's feelings, you have to retreat and get grounded so that you're able to do the work again in the world. So I completely get what you're saying. You're absolutely right, and I'm going to co-sign with you.
It's a good way to blow a fuse.
Yeah, it definitely is, because we're constantly giving energy. And in order to continue to give energy, any car needs more fuel, and so if you don't have any fuel, you can't move. And so the fuel is getting grounded, getting back into a space where there's peace and calm, and getting love back into the heart and soul, and then being able to come back out again.
I like how she articulated that. You could tell she know a little bit about mechanic work. She was just breaking it down eloquently.
Right. Let me tell you something.
Wordsmith.
Elegantly.
All day, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to take a slight pause.
Edutainment.
And edutainment.
Sort of. Last week we were talking, it was the month of October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Yes.
And so we spoke a little bit on that. We didn't get time to touch on the other major issue of the month, and that's Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Absolutely.
Breast cancer is always in the top 3 in terms of killers of women. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes it jumps up there in first place. It just depends. The thing is that we want to get out there in the world, especially for women of color.
Yes.
We are particularly plagued by it, and one of those reasons is that we do not get checked.
Absolutely.
We wait to the last possible minute. We are not people who want to run to the doctor every ache and pain. We kind of internalize. We take that pain and keep it moving. We got stuff to do. We got kids to feed. We got a job to go to. And so women of color are particularly plagued by this particular disease. And what I want to say out there is you need to do your monthly checks. Mm-hmm. The way they have it set up, I think, is a system. If you put, is it the 6th of every month?
I'm not sure about the date. I'm not going to say that, but I know that
you don't have to necessarily set a date, but I know they got one out there, so you just program it in your iPhone or whatever. So you do your own breast check, and if you feel any, you know your body better than anybody. So if you feel something that doesn't belong there, that causes you to take pause, check it out. Get your doctor's appointment. Get it checked out right away.
Absolutely.
Don't wait and see if it goes away. Don't wait to see if it gets bigger. Get it checked. You know it's not supposed to be there. The other thing is, once you hit past the lovely age of 40, you need to definitely start getting some mammograms on a regular basis. You should have your baseline done when you're about your mid-30s.
Yep.
What they mean by baseline is they want to see what your boobs look like healthy. So you get your baseline done. And then as you start approaching 40 and you pass 40, you need to get those mammograms every year like clockwork. It's uncomfortable. It's irritating.
That it is.
Sometimes it's painful, but it is so necessary. And for my men out there, you also get breast cancer.
Absolutely.
So check your bodies every once in a blue moon, too. Make sure you don't feel something there that's not supposed to be there. So all of that having been said, for services here, of course, any hospital system you call, you can get an appointment. But it's my sister's keeper.
Absolutely.
I think they're the ones who are the people to call for additional information on what you need to do, when you need to do it, how you need to do it, and all of that. So you can just Google them. It'll pop up.
And we just want to send light and love to anybody who has had family members who have either made transition and or are healing through the process. We are sending you light, love, energy, and healing. We know that all things are possible through a divine source and can be healed. And so we are sending you love in this moment so that is real for you. And I know I've had that as a part of my family as well, so I definitely support it. And I will say this to everyone: let's be careful about also what we put in our bodies. We got to be careful with the deodorants that we're using and so forth, because it contains aluminum and some other things that have been linked to causing cancer. One of my good friends who's a nutritionalist, Camille James with Juice for Life, talks about if you choose to do that and use a regular deodorant, coat your body first with like a coconut oil base, so that is going through your skin, because everything we put on our skin, it seeps through the skin. So you can coat it with a coconut oil or a shea butter, so that's what's seeping through the skin, and then the deodorant is on the outside. And that way those toxins are not going directly into the body system in that area. Just one of the things that we can keep doing as we continue to be healthy in the world, because man creates a lot of things, and although we're not knocking man, some things have become extreme that are definitely not good for us, and we've got to get to a place where we get back to Mother Earth, because that is where the true healing is.
One thing I did forget, when you're doing your breast exams, ladies, please check those armpits, because that's included.
Oh yeah, that is definitely
And
included.
we often forget that. That's all part, it's all linked together. So if you find a lump in your armpit, same thing. Go get it checked.
Now, Michelle, before we play our next amazing artist, Stacey Dyson just called in. She is our featured poet that will be coming in from California, and she just called me. And Stacey, why don't you say hello to our, can we plug you in here?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know if that works like that, but can you hear me, Stacey?
We can't hear her.
Can you hear us?
Let's do this.
Stacey? Hello?
Hello?
Yes. Hey, how are you doing?
I'm okay. It's too hot here, but aside from that, I'm okay.
Put in the headphones.
Oh, hold on one second. We are,
Having some technical difficulties.
oh yeah, I guess that would be, is
Yeah,
this
the
part?
headphones.
Okay, right. And then put her on speaker?
Nope. Let her talk now.
All right, Stacey, can you go ahead and say hello again for us, please? We are trying to make sure
Can you
we.
hear me? Hello?
Oh, now we can.
Okay, now we can hear you. How you doing?
Okay. I'm a little bit melted, regardless of what they say about brown sugar. It was a little hot here
Hey.
today. I'm all right.
All right. Well,
How are you all doing?
we're doing
We're
well.
well.
We're doing well.
Very well.
We're so pleased that you called us this evening to be on the Verbal Gumbo radio show, especially because you're flying in from California to be with us on Thursday.
That's right. Our featured guest. Indeed.
Well, my body is bussing, but my heart is flying.
Give thanks. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about, and why don't you let our studio audience know a little bit about you so they can know what to expect on Thursday? What kind of treats do you have in store for us?
Oh, I can't tell you everything.
No, not everything. But you can give us a snippet.
Teasers
you
on.
Give us a snippet.
We're going to talk about love a little bit. We're going to talk about politics a little bit. I grew up poeting and singing. I grew up in church.
All right.
So we'll be singing a little bit. Well, I will, and y'all can join in if you know the words.
Oh, we definitely will be joining in with you.
Okay. But mostly, what I tend to focus on are the lifetimes and philosophy, the self-image of the black woman.
All right.
And I started doing this a while ago. Most of my career has been pointed toward that because I grew up, hearing, fantastic words, but nobody was singing for my sisters. And if they were, then it was sort of pushed into the background, or not paid as much attention to as it should have been. And I have spent most of my career trying to just make things a little bit more definitive, and trying to explain to people that all black women are not the same. We don't all think the same way. We don't all feel the same way. There's this overwhelming idea, sort of common knowledge that if one black woman knows something, then we all know it. Or if they feel, if one of us feels it, we all feel it. And so I've also spent a great deal of my career just trying to get rid of that idea. And then the love poems, I'm in and out of love like everybody else on the planet.
Ah, yes.
and so sometimes I'm happy, and sometimes I'm bitter, and sometimes I just don't feel like being bothered. So there's, I'm like, I think probably like every other poet, I write in phases. But for about the last 2 years, almost 3. I was in a relationship that did not turn out the way I wanted it to. And we all know how that goes.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, we do.
But mostly it's just about getting the word out. The women of the world are a recognizable, usable resource. Why aren't we being used to our potential? Maybe it's because no one is hearing our voices and hearing what we're capable of.
That's true.
So, as far as my career, that's mostly what I've been focusing on for the last, almost 50 years. I've been writing since I was 5, and I'll be...
Wow.
Yes, passion.
In January, so...
Again, that's that calling.
I've been writing for a little while.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, we are definitely excited to have you feature for us at Verbal Gumbo. So we are looking forward to what you have to say. That was a great teaser.
Absolutely, Stacey. And we just thank you so much for reaching out to us, wanting to be a part of our Verbal Gumbo family. You are going to be
fantastic things about you. I was like, I gotta go.
That's beautiful, and
that's good to know.
It is, and it's been it's been a wildfire because we've been getting. Definitely people from around the country have reached out to come to Verbal Gumbo, and this is our year of expansion. It's our 4th year, a year of balance, a year of expansion, and you're a part of that energy, and we just really want to thank you for wanting to join us. All the way from the West Coast, coming to the Midwest.
That's right.
And that's just good stuff.
Yeah. Well, we are looking forward to
you. Just in case.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for calling in. We look forward to seeing you Thursday. I'll be in touch with you a little bit later after the show. And have an incredible and dynamic evening. And thank you for the work that you do in the world to make a change.
Definitely.
Well, we appreciate you ladies as well. I would say stay out of trouble, but you know my girl's Zadika, so I'm
not you know, we wouldn't do anything you wouldn't.
Oh, honey.
Oh, I might.
It's that kind of party. Okay.
That's a poem.
Watch yourself. That's a couple of poems.
Yes, it is.
That's a 2-part.
All right. Well, have an incredible evening, and we will see you soon.
All right.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks.
Peace.
Well, Fee, we've got our last musical artist.
Yes.
That we need to. Yes. P.D. Rothstein.
Rothstein.
What all can we say about P.D. Rothstein?
Well, he was also another OEA nominee.
Yes,
was it Best Artist of the Year, I think? Best New Artist.
Yes, Best New Artist.
Best New Artist, and he definitely has earned this particular nominee.
If you have never seen this man perform, you know not what you miss.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely talented, so much verve.
Yeah.
That's the word of the day. Verve. That's what he brings to the stage.
Yes, he does.
And I have loved his music for I don't know how many years. I'm dating myself. Let me be quiet.
And I think most people probably know him from the band
Voodoo Method.
Voodoo Method.
Yes.
That dynamic personality that just kind of blows up the stage when you see them. But he has ventured out and been working on his own project. Has all kinds of incredible cuts out there right now, and we are truly delighted to be able to play one tonight.
That's right. He requested that we play
Glad It's Night.
Glad It's Night. So that's what we're going to do right now for you. So get ready for Rothstein. Hold that, we're not plugged in.
Oh yeah, we got to get plugged in. Oops. We want you to hear it.
Indeed.
All right, here we go.
Can we? All right.
Yes.
Are we going?
Yep, I think we're good to go.
No, we are not. We are having technical difficulties.
Well, those things happen. Yeah. It's just technology.
Oh man, for real.
It's just technology.
We just can't hear it.
You got it?
Mm-hmm. We just can't hear.
Okay. Do we need to? What is it that we need to do here? Let's see. You want to back that part up? Here we go. We may have to call William over for just a second. William? Well.
All right, y'all. Radio stuff.
We putting on some clothes. Come on, baby, let's get dressed. Go ahead and hit the road. Do the town, gon' paint it red. To hell with all the conversation. No time for hesitating. I just wanna celebrate everything we did this far. Come on, baby, don't be shy. Let's show the world just why I love so fly. So blessed to be your guy. Got me saying my. Go ahead and put your glass in the sky. Let's give a toast to love. And I'm your man. We gon' pour it up just as much as we can for our love. Go ahead and put your glass in the sky and toast it up. I know. And you're my woman. Say what they want, but they ain't got nothing on us. Go ahead and put your glass in the sky and toast it up. We gon' do it all tonight. Anything you can think of, and don't put up a fight. I knock you out with that mean love. Just wanna have you close to me, just how we're supposed to be. Love the way you're holding me, dancing to this Jodeci. Baby, I'm ready, baby, I'm ready, baby, baby. Let's celebrate it, baby, baby. Hey, I just wanna feel this way forever. So baby, let's just do this thing together and toast for our love. And I'm your man. We gon' pour it up just as much as we can for our love. Go ahead and put your glass in the sky and toast it up. I know, and you're my one. about you all the time. Love it when you cross my mind. Our love goes harder and stronger than most love. Baby, I will never give it up. Just want you close to me, loving how you're holding me. This is how it's supposed to be. You're my wife, and I'm your man. We gon' pull it up just as much as we can for our love. Go ahead and put your glass in the sky and toast it up. I'm your wife, and you're my woman. They can say what they want, but they ain't got nothing on us. Go ahead and put your glass in the sky and toast it up for love. Toast to our love. Baby, let's celebrate. Go ahead and go ahead and toast it up for love. Toast to our love. Toast to our love. I just wanna celebrate. Go ahead and get your glass of love.
This is a big one.
All right, thank you for tuning in to Verbal Gumbo on Air, 1690 AM, The One.
Yes, and www.mediakingboss.com.
With Michelle Troxclair.
And with Love Felicia,
Yes.
where this is Verbal Gumbo, the spoken word.
That's right.
We were so blessed tonight to have 3 special guests. Eric David Herrera, who is our fantastic and amazing photographer, who has captured your picture if you've been to Verbal Gumbo and blasted it all over social media. So if you want some fly pictures and you want it to have an artistic take, that's the man to see.
That's right. He will make you look better than you really do.
We also were blessed tonight to have Light Pole in the house, a phenomenal wordsmith, MC, father, activist, and just an overall community man who is making a difference. And let me say community king. Let me go ahead and title that correctly, because he is a king. Yes, absolutely.
All right.
And finally,
we'd like to thank Johnny No Good for blessing the mic and blessing us today. Let me just say this, that there are 2 CDs in hip-hop that I listen to from front to back, that I can stand from front to back. That's you and Drake. So, yeah, I am just so happy that you came and blessed the mic for us and gave us some of your wisdom and knowledge.
yes.
That's right.
1690 AM was the first time I had ever got on the radio back in the David Dash show back in 2013. So just shout out to them. You know, that was 2012. Yeah. 2012. So this is, you know what I'm saying, shout out to William King being the voice of the community, the radio station. Shout out to everybody chiming in. Shout out to my little bro. Shout out to Tim.
Yay.
That's what's up, man. Congratulations. Keep doing your cross country, man. You're going to go somewhere with that. Thank y'all for the platform. Shout out to Eric for capturing the essence of the photo.
Yes.
It's just a beautiful thing to know, y'all.
And you all who are in the Omaha area, come on out to Verbal Gumbo, the actual Verbal Gumbo, this Thursday.
Where we'll feature
Yes.
Stacy Dyson coming all the way in from California to be in the Midwest and rock the mic. Right.
That's right. That's right. 7:30, doors open, House Saloon, 1012 South 10th Street. It's 10th and Pacific, thereabout. You get to hear some phenomenal poets,
Some of the best
spoken
in
word
Nebraska,
artists,
right?
rappers, storytellers
Yes.
in the Midwest.
In the Midwest and outside of the Midwest.
Yes, now we national now.
We're national now. Yes, absolutely. So
That's right.
We're humbled and blessed that we're able to attract so many dynamic people.
So again, that's this Thursday, House Saloon, Verbal Gumbo. Kicking in our 5th year.
5th year.
In our
5.
5th year.
The year of love. That's the year of love.
Indeed. Thank y'all for supporting us.
Yes,
truly.
we just want to thank everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to the 3 kings. Hey.
All right.
Sitting here with the queens.
Hey.
And thank you. And we will catch you again this Thursday and next Monday for another Verbalicious time with a spicy gumbo flavor.
That's right.
Peace.